As soon as you start getting some cash flow, make sure you put some of that money back for taxes, put it back for any chargebacks, and use a certain amount of that income to find the right people, hire them, and be able to scale at. Sometimes blood work is needed, sometimes it's not. But at the end of the day, they need to be patient. And IUL is not a get-rich-quick scheme, okay? And look, I sell IULs. Right? I should be telling you, oh yeah, go get us the best thing since sliced bread. No, there are intricacies that you need to learn about the IUL to do it the right way.
Welcome back to another episode of the Millionaire Essentials podcast, where we give you guys all essentials it is to be a millionaire. You know, I'm one of your hosts, Brandon the Provider.
Yes, sir. It's Tevin Facey, and today we have a special guest, as always, right? My guy, Eric, man. What's going on? How you doing?
Chilling, man. Having fun up here so far.
Oh, that's great. That's great. You took a trip to New York.
Yeah, first time in New York, actually.
First time?
First time.
Ever?
First time, man. I honestly, I kept hearing the rats were big, and I just was like, nah, I'm good.
I know.
Listen, you know what's crazy? For a guy your stature, right? I did my research. How is this the first time in New York? Because you're a Southern guy, right?
Man. Born and raised, man. Country boy from Polk County, Florida.
We can hear it. Yep. We can hear it.
Yeah.
Sound like you play some football.
But I could switch it up, though. I could switch it up. But yeah, I definitely played football. I played soccer for 12 years. I played pretty much every sport.
I didn't take you as a soccer guy.
I know.
I took you more of a football
because
guy.
I found out at a young age I was I had like some Hispanic in me. Like I was had a little bit of Sicilian, Cuban, plus Norwegian. Like I'm a mutt. So I started like hanging out with a lot of my Spanish friends when I was younger. So I kind of transitioned from football to soccer in my high school years, which I should have never done because I was getting really good at football, since I was 5 years old. But then I got really good at soccer really quickly and went out to Mexico for a few summers in a row to really up my game. And I was always competitive in everything. That's actually what led me to being competitive in business. So.
That's dope.
But yeah, I was a soccer guy, bro. 12 years.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. But listen, right? Everybody is like, all right, you got this guy up here. We don't know who the hell he is. So please tell the audience who you are and why you're up here, man.
So again, my name is Eric Bosworth. I am the CEO of Insurance Elevated, which was the fastest growing general agency in America from 2022 to 2023, as well as 2024. Now we are an independent marketing organization, which is essentially direct to insurance carriers. So we transitioned from general agency to IMO. So now we're going after every record on that. And when I say record, I mean, gross revenue. I mean, amount of writing agents that you have, because that's what matters. Like, how many of your agents are making money? How many of your agency owners are making money? How many other brands did you build? So we're trying to break every record in that sense as well. We also own, I also own a company called Elevated Leads. So we actually we run paid ads and we generate the leads for the insurance company. Sometimes we give out free leads, paid leads. We do recruiting, for the agency as well. So I do a lot of content. I mean, we were spending upwards of $400,000 a month on content at one point on paid ads. I also have Elevated Events, which we throw like EDM events and Caribbean events at one of my warehouses in Tampa, Florida. And then we also have an Exar Riddle company, as well as a few Airbnb properties.
So you're doing a lot out here. Hold on. You're doing a lot out here, right?
Yeah.
So one of the key things I heard is insurance, right? So nowadays, because we do funding, right? I like to say that's kind of similar games, similar systems. So you're doing a lot with insurance. There's a lot about insurance I'm seeing get marketed to whole life, IUL, become your own bank.
That's the craze right now. Become your own bank.
Yes. That's the whole thing, right? And they're marketing to people that probably is not even ready to do that.
Nope.
Nowhere near it.
And it happens, but it's not. Listen, man, I can create the best target audiences and feed it to Meta and feed it to Google, and Meta and Google will still try to give me, your typical person that's like 2-time felon, now works at like Popeyes, now trying to become their own bank and get rich off of their $1 million IUL policy. We still get it all the time. Now, you have your agents that will sell to somebody like that because they're idiots and they're going to get a charge back 3 or 4 months later, but they just want to see that they made a sale on the leaderboard.
Right.
Then you're going to get your agents that will, purchase 25 leads, 2 of them will be those types of individuals trying to buy a policy and borrow from it day one, some weird shit. Or you'll have the agent that is smart and they're like, no, you know what? I know my opportunity is going to come. And then they'll get that client on the phone that has, small business owner, self-employed individual, or somebody that, in sales makes 100, 200 grand a year that just wants to start out. Because there are IULs that you can start out with, whole life policies that you can start with. But the goal is do a 6-month policy review every year with them. And as they grow, as their income elevates, you then put them into better products and services over time. So there's this misconception out there that You know, because you'll hear some people get on this, like these financial services experts and shit like that. Like, oh, you know, there's people that hate on me all the time. It's like, bro, you're hating on me, but you run a team of 5 people, so you still sell most of your clients yourself. So you can talk that shit because you do right by every client. Obviously, you're still in it. I don't sell anymore. I have 800 and some odd agents nationwide. They're all 1099 small business owners. I can't put a gun to their head and say do the right thing all the time. All I can do is be there as much as I can and give them as much intellectual property as I can in terms of what we created, the systems, the processes, how to do things the right way.
Correct.
But at some point, agents are going to sell with their pockets and not with in the customer's best interest in mind.
Absolutely.
We're doing our best to mitigate that. But at the end of the day, I am just a platform and an IMO that people can plug into as small business owners and create their insurance agencies at. So, you know, there's always this back and forth. Of course, I'm the one that gets all the flack for it. You know, the Reddit posts, the bad reviews, all the bullshit. But it's like, dude, I didn't sell that client. Like, I taught how to sell it the right way, but at the end of the day, you can only do so much. So you're going to get the good and the bad when you talk about IULs and whole life, because there's also a way you can structure them wrong. Like, I can structure it where it has a way larger death benefit and way less cash value over the years, and I end up making way more commission as an agent. Or I can structure it where it has a much lower death benefit because you don't need all of that, where it's a maximum funded policy, where it just has a minimum face value, where now my commission goes way down, but cost of insurance and fees are less as well for the policy because there's not such a large death benefit, and it can build better cash value over time. So
and
yes,
dividends, right?
Yeah,
There's
exactly. Yeah,
dividends
I mean, you can create a policy to where after 25, and here's another thing. Most of these policies are good. You'll have a lot of these gurus get on fucking camera and say, oh, you know, no, there's only 2 or 3 carriers and this is the only way. No, the fuck it's not. Okay. What it is people are impatient. IULs take longer to build over time. So if you're not in this for 10 to 12 years, you're not going to feel how well they actually build. Like, IULs are the answer to a 401k. There's a software out there, and this is software, this is AI, showing you proof that if you take a 30-year-old male that gets an IUL, and obviously there's some basic demographic questions that you have to ask, et cetera. But ultimately, you take the line and you pull it all the way to age like 79. You'll start seeing it like from 30 years old. You'll start seeing it like age 50. The IUL starts to supersede the 401k because 401k still has fees.
Yes.
Okay. So over the years though, you'll see 401k run out of money when an IUL can pay you until the age of 120. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to live longer than 79, 80 years old. Yeah, 401k is not the answer. So if you do it right way and you properly structure an IUL with a larger carrier, and that's another thing let me touch on, is there's a lot of people out here that like throw around that word fraud in terms of insurance. Bro, insurance companies been around for hundreds of years. They don't have fraud products. Can they be restructured to where they're not as advantageous for you? Yes. But that word fraud's got to go.
I think that becomes the problem is the agents that are not selling correctly or not trained properly or don't have the proper SOPs or policies that they need to do in order for their client to actually succeed. And I think that becomes a problem inside of the insurance agency or the inside of the insurance industry, that people feel like that's the issue. And they probably don't educate their clients enough. I think that's one thing that happens even in any industry, that most people don't educate their clients enough on what they're actually selling them.
And that's exactly why at our organization we focus on, it's not about what you sell, it's what you keep. Because the longer you keep a client on the books, first of all, the more money you get paid, so it's common sense. Second, the longer you keep them on the books, the more they refer you people. And when you cross-sell multiple policies to them, they're half as likely to charge back, twice as likely to refer you. When you call their beneficiaries that they have, and most agents won't even get a contingent beneficiary. They'll only get a primary because they're lazy. And it's like, wait, you're not going to get another adult contingent so you can reach out to them and tell them about the policy that you just sold somebody so you could sell them another policy. See, that's like, I don't know what's wrong with, the sales force of today, but I do know what's wrong. It's instant gratification. It's the thought of the grass being greener on the other side. It's, trying to outrun your chargebacks or just trying to, do as little as possible to make the most amount of money. I heard this quote a long time ago and it's always stuck with me. It's like, do more than what you're paid for and you'll eventually be paid for more than what you do. That needs to come back. Like, I've always been the person. People want the raise before they do the work.
Correct.
People want the millions before they build the business. And I've never understood that, because you're not getting around having to put in your 10,000 hours to be a pro at your craft. You're not getting around it.
I think because we went away from actually trying to solve the problem with a client instead of just now we're just trying to sell a product to the client. but we're really trying to solve. We're supposed to solve the problem. So instead of just selling them the same old insurance product, see what kind of product they actually qualify for and what they really need. A lot of people are working these insurance agencies. They're just selling the same product that the insurance company's pushing, but this client's really not qualified for.
Exactly.
One thing you said, though, you have over 800 agents?
Yep. Nationwide. Now, 400 of them that actually write business week over week. That's what matters. But, because agents will get a policy they'll get a license part-time. They might sell one policy every 2 to 3 months because they do real estate on the side or whatever. And that's fine. That's still income. But we have 400 full-time.
Active writing.
So you actually have a business that you built to scale that you can actually sell, correct?
Absolutely. I can exit.
How much would you say your business is evaluated right now?
As of right now, the truth be told, over the last 90 days, I did lose about 250 agents to a huge battle because
250?
About 250 agents. I lost.
So that means you technically had 1,000 agents.
Yeah, I had around 900 and some odd. We've won some agents back, but I had almost 1,000 agents, and these were all writing agents, like writing. So like writing business. But obviously, greed comes into play, ego, entitlement. I'm not going to go down that road and talk so much shit about them. But just I see it every year. It happens every year. Attrition happens every year around the same time, right when summertime comes. But this happened because I went from agency to IMO. Like I made a huge leap.
Break down IMO.
Yeah,
I don't know what
so
everybody
it's an
knows
independent marketing organization. So a general agency usually has a broker that they work under. Because you have broker, you have general agency. Then you have uplines that just run smaller teams, but your general agencies usually, like in terms of like revenue, like a general agency usually brings in about 250,000 issued paid up to, maybe $1 million, $2 million. Then you have your brokers who do like, $2 to $3 million a month. In total issued paid commissions out to the agents, including themselves. They usually get about a 15 to 20% spread on that. We were upwards of 4.2 million a month on the life side. We were doing about 1.2 million on the health side and about 500 ACAs, which are the Affordable Care Act policies that we do a month. And at that time, 3 months ago, I decided to make a play at becoming my own independent marketing organization where I didn't have a broker or an IMO where they took care of everything. So I built my own I hired my own executive team. I have my own VAs overseas. I have my own contracting process, my own everything, where I have direct carrier relationships with all of the carriers that I work with now. Like I can call an executive at, a specific carrier right now and get shit done, like because I'm the IMO. I'm the guy with the leverage.
Right.
Because I know that I will use my leverage in a good way. I noticed that the insurance industry was broken, 92% turnover rate in the first year, and the leads sucked. So if I build a really big brand and have and do good at lead generation and have discounted rates or sometimes give out free leads with promos and bonuses, that I could build a strong business. And it did, because my turnover rate's only 60% in the first year, which is still sounds high, but in insurance it's not. Insurance is a hard business. But that's why they pay you the most. That's why they pay you the most ways. It's the hardest, but they pay you the most. It's common sense. But mine's 60% when your average organization is 92% in the first year. So I've done that because I built a lead company. And the lead generation is everything in every business.
Exactly. So you're feeding
exactly. So because I have that positive leverage, I was like, you know what? What if I take this to the next level, become IMO, where I have enough revenue and spread now where I can reinvest it back into my agencies and build other brands and become more of a platform. So I just had a bigger goal at hand. I can't build a business as big as I wanted to build it just being a general agency. I didn't have enough spread, didn't have enough money coming in, enough revenue. So, but by doing that, I actually lost a lot of revenue because I lost 250 of my guys because they got offered at my same compensation that they never earned. It's like, bro, you can't keep what you don't earn. I'm like, it's like, it doesn't make sense. But hey, let them leave. Grass is greener, whatever. You can go figure it out. And my door's open. They ever want to come back, they can come back. Not the ones that ran their fucking mouth, but the other ones that just left thinking it was a better opportunity. Absolutely, my door's open. It happens every year. But the cool part is now I only got to build back about 25% of what I lost, and I make the same money because obviously I went the IMO route, higher contracts, et cetera. But I'm doing what's right with that money and building out better intellectual property, like a better ecosystem, a better CRM, a better dialer. I'm going to try to make it so easy for these agents to come in and make money that all they have to do is close. See, right now, agents still have to dial leads. They still have to go out there and prospect. They still have to, that's what I did to build my business.
Right.
But what if I could just take all of that away? What if I could integrate AI and have the same tonality as me, the same objection handling, the same open-ended questions to at least start a conversation where it's a direct live transfer now to the agent. Like I have so many ideas. I'm not going to give you guys too much, but I have so many ideas that I'm now implementing, but I could not spend millions of dollars on those ideas unless I went the IMO route. So now we're rebuilding, we're restructuring, we're rebranding. That's why I'm out here right now with you guys. I'm trying to get as many eyeballs on us as possible this year where we're unfucking deniable. And we're unfuckwithable. Because that's I need the power too. Because the reason why I need the power is so stuff like that can't happen, and all the agents are protected, and the agency owners are protected in order to build their businesses the way they want to.
So I don't believe he's from the South no more.
So hold on. Obviously, he has a sales background.
I told you I could switch it up.
So let's talk about that really quick, right? Because we're in 2025, right? We live in an era where somebody gets a lot of money from somewhere. Now they're insurance agent. Now they're doing all these different things. So what is kind of your background in insurance, and what's your experience? Like, how can you separate yourself from all these guys out here who are now gurus and masters in 1 year in all these different fields? Because
they're not fucking gurus or masters, right? They get a bunch of money from something. Now, like me, I'm telling you, like I'm 21 years into this. Like I left, I got kicked out when I was 13. Like I told my story in a previous podcast. Right. It's a fucked up. Everybody's got a fucked up story, obviously, but so do I. And you know, I've been through the slums. I've sold drugs. I sold bootleg Air Forces out the trunk of my car all through high school. I taught myself how to cut hair at 13. Lived with my my homeboy and his parents that didn't even speak English because they're from Mexico. That's how I got into soccer, actually, when I was like 14. Before that, it was like a small stint at my uncle's house. And I just learned how to build my network. I learned how to start charging because I learned how to cut hair good. Like I know I'm bald, but I used to have long fucking hair, believe it or not. Now I got a tattooed hairline.
That's what he needs.
Yeah, I got that. I got a guy. I got a guy.
Send him the guy.
No,
Don't worry, I got a guy.
Send him the guy.
He's good. He's good. You can check it out here, man. You can't even tell.
Well, he's a little dark, so I don't know if
that's all right. They got different types of ink for different types of folks. That's fine.
You gonna put the blonde one on you?
No, but nevertheless, man, I'm 21 years into this, dog. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 13. I helped scale from 7 locations to 33 locations for a wireless company that had 400 Sprint stores. But they acquired those 400 Sprint stores because the number, like all the top Sprint stores in the country were all in Florida. I built those. Hired, fired, recruit, trained, did everything I could. Over 250 people that I hired and fired over the course of my 8 years. And I had a profit sharing model. So I learned business. I learned how to scale. I had my clothing store. I had a barbershop when I was 17. I was an emancipated adult. I did everything. Like,
you did it all, bro.
Everything under the sun, bro. I've gotten beat, robbed, stabbed. I've been shot at, like all that shit, bro. I don't even have knuckles right here. Like my hand don't even close right. I've had 3 nose jobs. Like, bro, like I've been in the hood. Trust me. Like nobody can shake me from my shit because I've been through it all.
Nah, I believe you because you look like you could fit in anywhere.
I can.
Like,
you look white, black, Puerto Rican.
It's funny you say that, man.
You can fit in anywhere.
That's why.
He's a chameleon, bro.
But I'm a chameleon. Like, dude, I'm telling you, man. Like everybody was asking me, like, Eric, what are you? And I'm like, I'm whatever you want me to be whenever I need to be that shit. Like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just who I am. And everybody always like asks, like, you know, they just can't put their, like, you know, because people are always curious. They're always curious. And truth be told, like what I am actually is I'm 25% Cuban, I'm 25% Sicilian, and I'm like 50% Norwegian, French, like Viking basically. So I was like, damn, like, you know, because I'm built different, right? Like I usually walk.
You do look like one of them characters from the Vikings.
Yeah, from the Vikings. Yeah.
No, he definitely do. I ain't even gonna. I just thought about it.
They should have had me.
They should have had you on there, bro.
I know, facts.
Oh man.
But I can be hood. I can be country. I can listen to country music. I can listen to rap. I can do whatever you need me to do, and I can clean it up too. I can be in any room. I can act dumb in a room. I can be intelligent in a room. I just I'm a sponge. I'm all about consumption of positive energy. Like you go on my Instagram, bro, you don't see a bunch of half-naked women. You see a little bit, but you don't see a bunch.
A little bit.
What you see is, you know, positive quotes from other influencers. Like I follow guys like Tony Gaskins. He's one of my good friends out of Polk County too. Has a great following. You know, he runs a men's community as well. I follow like Daniel G in the sales community, Jeremy Lee Minor, Patrick David, like all these guys that I just consume information from, and then I develop, you know, my personal tendencies from those, and just, you know, throw my own spin on it from my experience. So you got these, like the question was, what separates yourself? Well, that's what fucking separates me, dog. Is I'm cultured.
You're you.
Like you could put me in any room, and I'm gonna figure out how to fit in at some point. Because I fought my whole fucking life to fit in. And I didn't. Like in high school, it was always like, oh yeah, Eric cool, you know, he a white boy. Or I'm chilling with the Mexicans like Eric cool, but he a white boy. And I didn't know, I'm a fucking mutt, so I don't really know who to. And then I go hang out with the white people, and they're like, you're not fucking white. And I'm like, damn. Like, so I just, during that time, I did develop some really good friendships in all different cultures and it allowed me to learn from each and every single one of them. So now I deal with every personality, every race, every men, women. It doesn't matter. Like I'm gonna know how to resonate with you at some level. So it's just different.
One of the people you named, right, as far as people you look up to, Patrick Bet-David. I learned about him where he had his origination from. It was insurance, correct?
Oh yeah, he sold for $250 million.
Yes, he sold for $250 million. So you talking a lot of great insurance game.
But he couldn't do that until he went off and became an IMO like I did.
That's what I'm about to ask you. How have you put together these systems to be able to put your company in this position and scale?
Not only let me add on to that. Not only just your company, but the companies you have around you. Mm-hmm. Because it's not that you're just building an insurance company. You're building a conglomerate around you. So it's not
What do you think Patrick's doing?
And everything feeds off of everything.
Do you notice his media company feeds
and
everything?
His verticals.
Yes.
His brand feeds everything.
A lot of people always wanted 7 streams of income, but you have to start somewhere.
You got to have your meat and potatoes. You got to have something that cash flows so strong and has such a good foundation that you can start to diversify. Like I didn't start my executive coaching program. As a matter of fact, it's not even open for business truly yet until next week. We're putting together the framework right now. We're getting the community developed. Everything's going to be ready by this week. And we wanted to make sure we did it right. And I didn't want to do that because at first I didn't want to take away time and energy and effort from my other businesses nor my workforce. So now built it all. And now I'm ready to scale every single business that we have because we have the right people. We have the workforce. We have a bunch of salespeople. Once you have the ecosystem, the time into it, it's going to be easier to scale. Like I couldn't have built the Airbnbs without the cash flow from the insurance company, nor my content. Cause I have like football players now that come in, athletes, et cetera. Like people just hit me up on the side. Like, hey, can I stay at your Airbnb? Boom. So I don't even have to use Airbnb and I could just charge them on the side. My exotic car rental company. I rent out my cars to more of my agents and friends and family more than I even do on Turo or anything else. So it's pretty cool that the personal brand has kind of built everything. But the insurance business pays you 8 different ways. You got upfront commissions, as earns, residuals, bonuses, trips, et cetera. So and then you got the health and the life that both do it because all the insurance carriers do it. So I'm getting paid every single day, and that cash flow allowed me to build everything else. And then I started implementing a new CRM that we white labeled. We use Go High Level. We built out all of our drip text, drip emails. Now we have those same drip text and drip sequences for my Airbnb, how to talk to people with AI chat bots. Now we have that for our exotic car rental. Now we have it for our events company. Now we just compile data, and as long as you own the data and you have it to be able to retarget people, you can pretty much build any business. So the name of the game in 2025 is you got to out prospect everybody. How do you do that? Word of mouth. See, every single client, we go and try to friend them on Facebook, Instagram, so they can tag us or make a testimonial. Everything's eyeballs. Get as many eyeballs on what you do as possible. Like you watch any of these big celebrities, they open up any business, boom, it's booming. Why? Because they have the data from everybody who's watched them over the years being a celebrity. So I'm trying to be the biggest fucking name I can be in my industry so I can then have that power and that sway to be able to open up other businesses and to be able to coach people on how to scale their businesses. Even if you're in a rut or you're a brand new entrepreneur, I can open up my book and I can open up your books and I can show you exactly why you're not winning, you're not scaling, or what you need to work on, build, fix. So it's just easier that way.
I got a question right before, because I know we got to get going, right? Mm-hmm. I got a question. We do funding, right? So we help business owners get access to capital. How does a person that already is currently making money can fund that IUL that they dream of, right? To be able to bring them in more money, to be able to now pull the money to invest in things. How could that work for somebody that wants to get into getting their own IUL?
So first, they just need to be patient. Okay, they need to be patient. They need to be relatively healthy because not everybody gets approved for these. Like you have to take care of yourself relatively. Yeah. Gotcha. Sometimes blood work is needed. Sometimes it's not. But at the end of the day, they need to be patient. And IUL is not a get rich quick scheme. Okay. And look, I sell IULs. Right? I should be telling you, oh yeah, go get us the best thing since sliced bread. No, there are intricacies that you need to learn about the IUL to do it the right way. Gotcha. You got to be patient. Now, 10, 12, 15 years down the road, you got 150, 200,000 built in that IUL. You know what the best part is? Prime rates right now are what, 8%? Mm-hmm. You know what? How much it costs to borrow against your own IUL? How much? 4%. Oh. So now that's where you're becoming your own bank comes from. Correct. So if I can borrow at 4% and my money's accruing at 6.5%, 7%. Like you hardly have to pay it back because you're compounding so much interest over those years. That's why they're so good 12, 15 years down the road. Not 3 to 5 years. Yeah, you're going to see some cash value, but you don't have enough compounding interest rate yet. You don't have the gears turning on it enough yet and give it enough years of life in order to really utilize it and be able to invest in real estate and invest in a new business and everything like that. So yes, can you become your own bank over time? But it's not going to happen in 1, 2, or 3 years. Like, that's why I give it to you real. I mean, even a whole life policy will get you a guaranteed 3.5%. And whole life policies are cool because the insurance companies can take all of your debt, consolidate it, put it towards your whole life policy, and your whole life policy will pay off all your debt over the course of some years. So that's cool too.
And you can use some form of funding to do that, right?
We'll talk about that another day.
That's a whole So before we get out of here, because you seem like you got a lot of experience and you're very qualified to answer this question, what are some of the essentials it takes to be a millionaire?
Absolute personal accountability. Absolutely. You got to understand who you are and, you know, how fucked up you are mentally, physically, emotionally, and learn how to fix that as quickly as possible if you want to be a millionaire. Because anybody can make $1 million, but you got to keep that shit too. I think the second thing is you just have to get used to putting in your 10,000 hours. Like, if you truly want to be a millionaire that stays wealthy for a long time, you need to just outwork everybody 12 to 15 hours a day. There's no way around it. I don't care how easy shit is, no matter what, just go 10 times harder. That way you can get 10 times farther. And I think the third most important thing is, I think you need to understand, you know, AI is coming out, right? It's coming out strong. It's getting really good. It's getting scary good. I think you need to understand who are the people that you're going to hire to be around you to build the shit that you know you don't want to mess with. Like, I have a chief technology officer that I would not be able to, I would not have been able to become an IMO without him. I have a COO, I have an IT specialist. I have a general manager, a director of ops, because there's a lot of things that I know I'm not great at. So if you want to become a millionaire, as soon as you start getting some cash flow, make sure you put some of that money back for taxes, put it back for any chargebacks, and use a certain amount of that income to find the right people, hire them, and be able to scale at pace.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. So tell them where they can find you and what you got coming up.
Absolutely. So you can find me on Instagram at It's Elevated Eric. Also, insuranceelevated.us is our insurance business page. You can find me on Facebook, Eric Bosworth, TikTok, YouTube. You can search Insurance Elevated. I'm about to put out so much content. I'm going to open up the floodgates, and I'm going to haunt people for the rest of the fucking year. So you're going to see my face. And at some point, you know, either you're going to buy insurance from me, or you're going to want an opportunity, or you're going to want to be coached on how to make some more money. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do. Because without money, we don't make impact.
That's the energy I like. Sound like you got a little vendetta out there. Yeah, that's the energy we like.
I'm coming for fucking heads this year.
I've been
like. Fucked over, betrayed, lied to, and I've kept my mouth shut for a little while because people want to run their mouth. I'm about to show people, and I'm going to do it by just making so much noise and lapping people in so many circles that they're just going to be like, damn, like, we got to give this motherfucker his flowers.
What's your favorite sports team? Just to ask.
Honestly, man, I'm a Bucks fan. I'm, Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm a Bucks fan, dog.
It's the grid.
I'm a Tampa Bay Bucks fan, man. But you know what's funny? I'm a Yankees fan. Like, if I watch baseball, I'm watching the Yankees. I don't know why, but ever since I was a kid, the first game I ever watched was a Yankees game. So I just became a Yankees fan.
Gotcha. You got that.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Eric.
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
2025, catch Eric. He's going to kill the game. You're probably not going to miss him out anywhere. You're going to see him everywhere. This is the Millionaire Essentials podcast. It's Brandon the Provider.
Yes, sir. It's Tevin Facey. We out.
Peace.